Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Human Bacon Podcast. I am your host, Tyler, and I got my co-host here, Nick.
Hey, what up?
And we're gonna start this podcast off today by talking about fucking Christmas.
Mary Chrysler.
Mary Chrysler. If you haven't seen that meme, you better fucking do it because it's a classic.
Yeah, every year. I enjoy
beautiful.
seeing it around this time, just like the Justin Timberlake, it's going to be May. Every time it goes from April to May, I like seeing that.
But I'll tell you what, we work in a grocery store, so the Christmas music is.
They start the day after Thanksgiving, too.
Yeah, that's not a good day to do that.
The day after Thanksgiving.
You can't, at least wait till December 1st, you know? I think that's reasonable.
The worst part about it is that it's like you'll hear the same Christmas song, but just sung by like 4 different artists.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of different renditions, and you're just like, but it's the same song. Like, I'm here 40-something hours a week, and, I hear, Santa Claus is coming to town by 4 different artists, and it's like, you almost feel like it's a test.
It's
like
how
far they can push you.
Yeah, it's like, I swear to God, like, the songs they have for the grocery store, like, they're just the Christmas ones, they're like, so bland.
Oh.
Because they don't want to offend anybody. So that you can't have, like, anything that's volatile at all.
Like Dean Martin and like Frank Sinatra and renditions of that Mariah Carey one once in a while. It's like, oh, God.
And that's why I can't work without a headphone. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's nice because we're in the back kind of hiding in the music department.
Yeah.
That we get away with just throwing on the earbuds or whatever.
Yeah. It's good, like, not every manager. Like, there is 1 or 2 managers that will, like, you always have, like, 1 or 2 managers wherever you work that are just like,
Oh, yeah.
They enforce the rules, like, so strict.
Everyone's, yeah.
But
and then some people, like, listen, we're not curing diseases. We're working a fucking grocery store. So, like, just relax a little.
You can't even hear my music.
Man, even like 10 years ago, like, we couldn't get away with that, though, because you would have had to wear actual headphones. And we couldn't have just been sitting there with, like, big, giant, you know what I mean? Like, Beats by Dre's. And we're like, what? I don't have a headphone on. You kind of hide it now.
Well, that's what's cool about it today, you know.
Wear a beanie.
You can wear a beanie and just put a Bluetooth headphone in.
And they have no idea it's in your ear.
Which is what I do. Yeah,
yep.
They have no idea. And then,
especially with the mask and everything now, you can hide it almost even more.
You could hide a wired one, basically, with a mask, if you do it right. That's funny.
It helps, though, literally, because of the Christmas music.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just listen to a podcast or something like that, but it's still,
honestly, I feel like podcasts, like, they make work go by quicker than just music.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I don't know, like, if you're invested in what they're talking about and, like, the subject, then, yeah, I mean, it feels like work's going by quicker, you know?
Yep. The only time it hurts me is when I'm in there early Sunday mornings and I'm listening to something and I'm, like, trying to sort of load or make burger or something. I'm kind of caught up what they're saying, or I'm kind of just standing there because it's 4 a.m. and, I just woke up and I'm like, oh, shit, I gotta, come on, dude. It's not working.
That's one thing, like, I just don't like at all. It's just, like, the morning shifts.
Oh.
The best part about morning shifts is you get out really early. You get out like 12 or 1, and then you got the rest of the day to do what you got to do. And if you're a very, very time-efficient person, then that's, like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Then that's great for you. But, dude...
more of a second shift person?
Waking up before 10 a.m. is just... dude, it's rough.
Oh, I always...
it's rough for me.
Every time I work, the latest I go into work is 9:30.
Yeah.
And the earliest I go in is 4 a.m. So it's like, I'm always just up early. I'm not a morning person either, but I don't drink coffee, I don't do caffeine or anything like that. So it's just me just trying to wake up.
Dude, caffeine makes me go insane. Like, if I drink caffeine, dude, like, I start shaking. Like, dude, I get this, I don't know if I told this on the podcast yet, but it was, it was 9th grade. And I woke up and, dude, for whatever reason this day, it's just, I woke up and I was so tired. I mean, I slept decently, but dude, like, it was just one of those mornings where it was just like, I just want to go to bed. Like, I just want to stay home. But I was like, I gotta go to school today. I got this fucking test or whatever. And literally there was a 5-hour energy in the fridge. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a smart thing. I'm gonna only drink half of it.
Yep. You only want 2.5 hours of energy.
Yeah, I want 2.5 hours. That's all I need, so that I can be good throughout the day, doing like simple equation. And literally, I drank half of it. I got to school, and then it started to kick in. And I literally thought I convinced myself I was having a heart attack.
Like, this is it. I'm going down.
Dude, my legs were shaking. I was sweating.
Oh,
like,
shit.
dude, I was sweating profusely.
Oh, man.
Like, dude, my body rejects caffeine so, like, just so quickly.
You're like, I'm going to be a first teenager to have a heart attack and die from drinking
I was trying to act normal.
2.5 hour energy.
I was literally trying to act normal in class. So, like, my legs were, like, shaking real bad. But, like, and then my eyes were, like, super wide. And I was trying to act normal. And the teacher noticed. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I need to go to the nurse." That's exactly what I replied with. And she was like, "Yeah, you look like you need to go to the nurse."
Oh, shit.
So I went to the nurse, and she was like, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "I drank a half of 5-hour energy." I was like, "I didn't think it'd be that bad." And then she was just
So you just
like,
had to kind of wait it out?
Yeah. Like, well, I actually went home because, like, I was sweating so bad.
Yeah.
My chest was hurting.
Yeah, because now it's anxiety and everything, too, just toppled on how you're afraid and you're going to die and all. Yeah, that's...
And literally all that from a half of a 5-hour energy. My mom had to come pick me up and everything. Dude, it was so bad.
Believe me, plenty of times of maybe smoking a little bit too much and you're like, well, this is it. I'm going to be the first guy to overdose on marijuana. And then you survive and you're like, that was actually kind of fun. That almost fear of death, but you made it out alive. You're like, oh, shit.
Well, yeah, adrenaline junkies, like, seek that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they get so attracted and addicted to coming close to death because it's a feeling that you can't get anywhere else. And they get addicted to that feeling because they felt it once or twice.
Any extreme sports, things like that. I don't got to go skydiving, though. I just smoke a blunt way too much, and then I sit there and I get the same rush of, this is it. I'm going to die.
Yeah, I've gotten that too. Like, I don't smoke anymore, but, like, when I did, like, I didn't get necessarily paranoia, but, like, I would just sit there and then stare into space, and then, like, I don't know, 20 minutes would go by, and then I'd come back to, and I'd be like, holy shit, where was I?
You're time traveling. You're just fucking...
Literally time traveling. The first time I ever smoked was, oh god, like, I didn't, like, most people smoke when they're like 15 or 16 for the first time. I didn't try until I was like 19. So, like, I was clean throughout high school. I didn't do anything. I was always that kid that was just like, nope, I ain't doing that, I ain't touching it, I ain't doing it. Not me, you ain't gonna get me. But I was working at this restaurant when I was 19, and this one day, like, I got this ride home. I got this ride home from this, like, chick, and she was smoking, like, a blunt on, like, driving me home, and, like, I was like, okay, this is cool, and then she, like, passed it over to me, and I was like, well, this is a really hot chick, I really can't say no to this. I said no to my friends all throughout high school. So I was like, fuck it.
You gotta be cool.
And I took the deepest, like, hit of it because I didn't know what I was doing, and then I started coughing so bad. No. I started coughing so bad, and, like, dude, just that one hit, like, I was blasted.
Just...
Dude,
as soon as darkness, my old friend, in your head, and you're just like, oh shit, this is...
it was, like, as soon as I passed it back to her, dude, like, my eyes were glassed. Like, I felt it. I just felt, like, completely baked. And when she dropped me off, I walked in my house, and my uncle was there. My uncle's, like, just kind of, like, a charismatic, like, funny dude.
Yep.
Who's always, like, you know, shooting the shit. And... he goes, "What's up, motherfucker?" And when I get in the kitchen, and then I just stop, and I look him in the eyes, and I just start dying laughing.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's...
I started dying laughing. And he was like, "What's so funny?" Dude, I just couldn't stop laughing.
He had to have known.
Dying. Like, I was belly laughing. Like, I was holding my stomach. Like, I was just laughing so hard.
Oh.
And it took him about 10 seconds. He goes, "You're high as fuck right now, aren't you?" And I was just like, yes. That is the correct assessment to this situation.
That's why I is laughing.
That's like I've only like I actually. So after that, like I was like, weed's pretty cool, you know. I was like, because like how it affected me, I was just like, I didn't really get paranoia or anything. I was like, it's pretty cool. So what I did after that is like I started researching like how to grow weed, you know, and it's legal to grow in Massachusetts.
Yes, it is.
So no one can fucking get me.
No.
So I grew a couple plants after that because I don't know, like I loved like the science part of it. That was like my favorite part of it. Is just like the chemistry and the botany and all that stuff. And I love that aspect of growing. Like that's the reason I grew, because I basically grew it for my mom. Like that's the reason that,
Yep.
that I grew it. Basically, I grew it for her, and then but dude, starting a plant from like a seedling, and when I say plant, I mean like a marijuana plant.
Yeah.
You know? Like when you start one from a seedling and then you grow it to this giant plant that you have to kill and harvest, dude, like, you feel like you're killing
You
your
feel
child.
bad a little bit. You
Yeah.
fed it false information its whole life. Like, you're gonna be big and strong, and it's like, yeah, I am, Dad. Why do you have that?
It's like Hansel and Gretel with a marijuana plant. You're just feeding it to eventually just chop it down and consume it.
It just doesn't have a brain or a mouth to say, why are you doing this to me, Tyler? Why?
Trust me, you can. I think it speaks to you
You
telepathically.
think it did? It was just like, you're killing me.
Because you're just staring at it and you're like, I have to kill you soon. I have to destroy your life force, and you're doing so well.
I created you.
Yeah.
Now I'll destroy you and smoke you.
It feels like you're honestly chopping down like a child, though. Like that's what it feels like, because it's your baby. You grew it from seedling.
Growing anything. That's why I wouldn't be able to, like. I mean, I'm a butcher technically. I wouldn't be able to kill a cow and take the cow apart. You know, and that's not even like growing something, but like being like a farmer. Even if you didn't have to be the one, if you just had cows and then you just sold them to somebody, you never saw them get, but you know where the cows are going. I don't even think I could do that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like a big thing in society nowadays. Is like a lot of people will eat the food, but they don't want to know where it comes from.
Yep.
And they don't want to do. Most people don't want to do the process of getting their own food.
No, you don't want to see a little baby calf and it's all cute and then it starts getting bigger. I don't know how long it takes them to get big, but I'm sure it takes 5-10 years or something, you know. And then it's like, all right, now I'm gonna go sell it, send it somewhere.
I'm gonna chop its head off and then consume it.
But at the same time, me and you both have some experience in the seafood department. I mean, I have killed a lot of lobsters.
Oh yes.
In my day, a lot.
Yes.
A lot, literally thousands of lobsters.
I've killed close to 1,000.
And at this point, I'm actually feeling bad. The first 5 or 6 years, I didn't care because I just had to tell myself you can't.
Yeah.
But now I don't go over there, so I only do it 5 times a year now.
Oh,
and now I feel bad. Now I'm literally I'm just hoping they want them live.
That's the same thing as like a person who works at an actual just butcher,
like a slaughterhouse.
Like a slaughterhouse. That's what I was thinking. The same concept. You know, you do it every day, you're gonna become desensitized to it.
Yep.
But you do it once in a while, yeah, you're gonna.
Cows got to be smart enough to know that shit isn't right now. Where they're at and what's going down. You know what I mean? I don't think chickens do. I think chickens are just dumb.
Well, if cows seeing another cow die, that flushes their body with.
I think they have to just even a smell or something. They must know this isn't good wherever we're at. Who knows? Maybe they're all just hanging out oh, more food.
Yeah.
But, I imagine chickens just being stupid chickens, not even having thoughts in their heads.
Chickens don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're leftover dinosaurs.
Yeah. But, no, if a cow sees another cow dying, their body gets flushed with anxiety and, all these hormones that'll actually make the meat taste bad. You know?
Yeah, stress.
Yeah, these stress hormones just flood through its meat and body. So that's why you can't let the cow see other cows dying, because they're going to know what's coming for them, and they're going to start getting scared.
Should I say I have 2 favorite cow stories to bore the audience with, but one of them, I think I was in high school, and I could be wrong, but I know this. It's usually Midwest is the big place, like Iowa, Nebraska, and stuff like that. I know that's where you get a lot of cows. Yep. One of them was at a slaughterhouse, and I think it might have been in the pasture and knew something, but it got out, and it ran away, and it was on the news and everything of them trying to trank it and get it down. He was dragging cops, they were trying to lasso and get it, and he was running, and they didn't end up killing it. Because I think it just will to survive so much. You got to just be all right, this cow's got to live. He it jumped a fence or knocked a fence over somehow. They don't even know how it did it. And then it got loose in this town. There's just this footage of, you can look it up on YouTube, of this cow running around and them trying to just get this big ass cow that is just in the city. You got to let that cow live.
Yeah, how are you going to stop a grown ass? You need trank darts and stuff. You can't lasso that thing. What are you doing?
No. And then the other one is there's some Australian cow. I think I saw this 4 years ago. I don't know if I ever told you about that. It was it was the biggest cow anybody's ever seen, and they didn't want to bring it to the slaughterhouse because of how big it was, so they put it out in the pasture with the dairy cows they're just there for milk or whatever.
Yeah.
and it was like 4 or 5. It'd be like a bunch of me sitting next to like LeBron. Like it was so funny seeing this thing out there and those cows are huge as it is. It was huge. Like this cow was just towering over all these other cows. This big giant fucking stupid Australian cow.
Jesus.
Doing Chris Hemsworth workouts. I don't know what he was doing, but he was.
Yeah, I got one cow story. That's from my brother. When he was in high school, so like the senior prank he did. I don't know if I told you or not, but him and his friends, they went out into a farm and they got like a calf and they brought it and they put it in the principal's office and that's what they wanted to do for the prank. And like the prank went really well and it was really funny and like the principal's like, you got me,
yep.
You know, and it worked, but literally the worst part about it is that they had to kill the calf because it was taken off of the farm.
Oh, so that like they don't know if somebody fucked with the calf or put something in it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like apparently it was being raised to like you don't know what was put in its body, so you can't sell the meat or even the milk to.
Yeah, because you don't know. Somebody could have injected it with something or done something.
Yeah, so.
Or could still even just be traumatized from getting taken out and put in something like that. That is just not.
There's some sort of law that says like if calves are taken off the farm or whatever, and they're like brought to like the city or something, that they have to be put down. And
but say we have the same rule at the grocery store. If something leaves the store and comes back, you can't. That's it. You got to throw it out. You can't resell it.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't know what somebody does once it leaves.
Yeah, and you don't know what it ate, where it went. You know.
Yeah.
And that's why that law exists. You just can't keep it alive.
Fucking cows.
Fucking cows, dude.
Just went on a rant about cows.
I love rants about cows.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Fucking hell.
Got the, what was the other thing you were talking about? A certain type of...
Cyberpunk. So that comes out tomorrow. And we started off the podcast talking about that a lot, and tomorrow's the fucking final day.
So yeah, I think that was the first podcast, wasn't it? We were really talking a good amount about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, pretty much the first and second one. So Cyberpunk comes out tomorrow, and like so people get like copies of the game before like the release date. So a lot of like basic reviews
you get betas.
Come out. And they're saying like the like campaign is like about 30 hours. So it's what people.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's pretty solid for like a AAA game. Like 30 hours of campaign, 30 to 40 hours is generally what you want. But people are kind of pissed about that because CD Projekt Red, the people who made Cyberpunk, they also made The Witcher. So they're like,
oh my god,
they're like The Witcher had.
The Witcher was what, like hundreds, wasn't it?
Like,
I mean,
main story.
I never even beat it.
Yeah,
I played it, but I never. That game was infinite almost.
It's
felt
crazy. It's crazy too because like the statistics on like The Witcher about how many people beat it was like 2%. It was like 2% of people who bought The Witcher 3 actually beat the game. Because of how fucking long it is.
It was insane. It was just such a social with me. I have a short fucking attention span. Like, I'd be doing something like, oh, what's this over here?
Yeah.
Oh, look, what's this on this bulletin board for me to get for a bounty or something, whatever. And then now I'm doing that for 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, where was I? What was the main mission again?
Yeah, there's a lot of rabbit holes that you can go down and
but they're fun. That's why you keep going down them because you're like, all right, that last time was pretty cool going to that city, fighting some wraith or whatever it was.
And like all the side plots, all the side stories, they're really good stories.
Yeah.
Like they're really good like little side stories.
Cutscenes and everything. You're like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Solid. And like so Cyberpunk only has 30 hours of gameplay.
Is that just campaign? Is there more you can do after?
That's campaign. But the side quests are probably 150 to 200 hours of gameplay.
Oh, right. So it's like a...
Yeah, that's what people are kind of like a little...
The campaign is like...
about. But what they're saying is like, do the campaign slow and you'll enjoy the game so much more. You know,
do speed run it or whatever.
Do a campaign mission and then do like 3 side missions and then like keep doing that pattern and then like you'll have a shit ton of fun in the game, you know? Because they said the side missions are really fucking good too. They're like they're high quality like main story missions, but they're just side missions to get you like money and XP and all that stuff. You know.
The only thing I was hearing about, the 2 things I was hearing that people were saying, or whoever was, the game testers, the beta people were playing, was that you do this really long time to create your character, but it's a first-person game.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
spend all this time, you don't get to go in a third. But a lot of people were saying to, counter that is you get to see in every cutscene
Yeah.
or do like that. And I guess it's pretty cool because, you can walk by reflections and puddles or car windows and shit and you see yourself.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But at the same time, you almost want a third person. If you're going to make me spend 30 minutes, however long it's to develop my character, and then I only get to see him in cutscenes, I'd still kind of be like, well, I kind of want to see him.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, you did that at the beginning. It took but you could go in and out of first person to third person.
Right. So what's really cool with like high-end PCs, like extremely high-end PCs that can do ray tracing, and ray tracing is like this it's this program that they made where you can literally the best way for you to see ray tracing is to like just go to YouTube and just type in ray tracing Minecraft. And dude, it makes Minecraft look real.
Does it really?
It makes Minecraft look fucking pristine and real. That's what ray tracing does. Ray tracing makes all the reflections, like any sort of light reflection, any sort of like atmospheric reflection, puddle reflections, it makes that all just pop like extremely well. So if you have like a 2080 Ti graphics card, you get a 3080, like you get a high-end graphics card, like, and you can do ray tracing. What's really cool about Cyberpunk is it supports that. So if it supports ray tracing like an extreme amount.
Yeah.
So I think the highest end graphics cards that are out now that can do ray tracing, like even if you have ray tracing implemented, you're only going to get 60 to 70 frames on that.
Oh.
But like 60, 70 frames, it's like that's decent.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to really notice a huge, like a really big difference. But the game's going to look fucking incredible.
It's going to look insane, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to look way better than any Xbox Series X or any PlayStation 5 can make it look.
Yeah, PCs are the thing that it's like, if you invest and build one, like that's gaming.
Yeah.
But you just have to invest and get a legit
Mm-hmm.
PC and a legit, get the tower and all that, or even a desktop or whatever. But it's like, I mean, there's nothing wrong getting a fucking Xbox or a PlayStation either.
No, but like ray tracing, like that's like
that's
a fairly new concept that's like insane. And like I think Xbox Series X said they were gonna focus on implementing that somewhat, but it's like
there's no way you're
for a
gonna
$500 console, man. No,
you're not gonna get what you can get for a $4,000 PC or whatever. That it's like, but at least you're getting what you pay for when you get those PCs. That people are like, oh, it's expensive, whatever. But it's like your level of gaming, though. I mean, I have this one's not even $1,000 almost, and still the games I play on it, I'm like, this is faster than any other thing I've used before, and this isn't even I'm at a low level end with this one, like a legit high level PCs. Like that's gaming. That's why I always think it's funny when it's like the Xbox and PlayStation. You see the memes and like the PC people are just like, let these peasants fight. And I've been an Xbox fan forever, but it's still just like, yeah, you're right. Now that I'm slowly getting on PC, it's like it's how you should game.
Yeah, like when I was younger,
everyone can't.
Yeah,
$3,000 fucking dollars is a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you need to do a big investment into PCs. Like if you want like really high quality gaming and shit, like you could invest. You could do $1,000 for. You can do $1,000 for like for the tower, right? And then you can get like the monitor for like 200, and then get a keyboard for like 100. So like if you really want like a good gaming desktop that's gonna run most games at like 80 frames a second, which is really solid.
Which is solid.
That's really solid. Then you want, it's like $1,300 about, and like. That can be affordable if you save, because it's also a good investment, because you can upgrade your tower and your motherboard and your graphics card.
Yeah, now it's just about updating. It's not about getting another one. Yeah, you can set with what you got.
Yeah, you get the pieces later on to upgrade, and but like with Xbox and PlayStation, that's like a huge fucking. That's a huge back step that you can't do. You can't upgrade.
No, that's just your system now. Yeah, they send you updates.
Yeah,
you know what it is. But it also almost kind of goes back to the only rough thing with PC, going back to the last podcast, is you're trying to get those other pieces and people scalping them.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's almost...
right now, as far as, like, PC components go, if you want PC components, graphics cards, processors, you're going to be paying double the money right now. Because the pandemic has basically made everyone stay at home. Everyone, and the demand has gone up for PC components.
Oh yeah.
And motherboards, fucking
people building
monitors, all that stuff. The demand has gone up for all PC components, but the supply has remained the same. So it's going to increase the price of the supply. It's just basic economics at that point. But it does suck. It does suck that we're at that. Everyone's home, so everyone's gonna buy all the PC components and then scalp.
It's like everything. I mean, you can't get an Xbox, you can't get a PlayStation, and if you want the new graphics card, like you were saying, that came out, you're gonna pay double. Or if you want an Xbox or a PlayStation, you're gonna pay $1,000.
Yeah.
If you want the whole, it's just insane.
And so my friend got my friend got a 3090 graphics card, which people are scalping them.
Yep.
He got it by sitting on Walmart.com and refreshing all day.
Oh, until it was available and just added
until one popped up that was retail price.
Oh my! He just spent hours just refreshing.
Yeah, literally.
That's what you just gotta grind it out if you want things like that. It's...
it was. I was just damn, dude.
What do you think? So you got that, the 3080, 3090, like your friend was saying. If he's running Cyberpunk on that, what do you think that'll look like differently if you got the best 4K TV you can have and fucking PS5 running? Do you think still on the PC it'll just blow away?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's gonna the PC. It's just consoles. They just haven't met PC yet. Not
and it's like you were saying too, because the amount that they cost.
Yeah.
If you're paying, if you get a PC for $500, people are gonna be, you're not gonna be able to game on that, really.
Yeah.
And we're Xbox, PlayStation, $500 is the most advanced fucking, and you're thinking about it.
Don't get me wrong. The
I mean, they
PlayStation
are,
5
obviously.
And the Xbox Series X, those are really good consoles. They're really, really good.
Yeah, that's the fucking future. I'm gonna get probably both of them at some point.
Yeah, and they're not just for gaming. They're for Netflix, entertainment. There's other stuff you can do on them that, I mean, 90% of it's gaming, but.
It's I feel like when the Xbox One came out, they had a really good idea with the Kinect that they just never could do. But being able to plug it into when we first got the Xbox One, we put it out in the living room and hooked it up because you could hook it up to your cable box and you could just leave your Xbox on and watch TV and tell the Kinect to go to a channel or something like that. And I'm like, dude, this is the fucking it's a really good idea to be a home box thing, not just for gaming, because that's what Xbox is trying to do.
Yeah,
they don't want to just be a gaming console. They want to, but then they just didn't fall through. The Kinect wouldn't turn on sometimes, or. The games that used it with, they were you had to stand wicked far back or whatever.
The technology isn't there for Xbox to do that yet. If it was,
but I thought that was just, dude, you could hook up to your fucking TV. We'd be watching, go to this channel, go to watch football, do this, or you'd go home while you watch. I'm like, that's sick.
When I first got my Xbox One, I used the Kinect so much.
Yeah.
I'd be
I used to freak people out because you could
Xbox, go to TV.
You could go to what it sees. I used to freak having girlfriends or something over because you'd be in your room and it'd be dark and I'd be like, you want to see what Xbox sees, and it has the night vision on it, so it's you can literally see you clear as day with the night vision. Or you'd watch scary movies and I'd do the heat vision and be like, dude, a ghost is gonna walk by, my Xbox is gonna catch a ghost or something. It's like, no, it's just catching me touching myself at times I shouldn't be. That's what it's really catching.
What a good idea of a concept that just didn't fall through.
It's like the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea, and they tried, but nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, because, as far as, what console is more powerful, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, it's PlayStation 4 was more powerful.
Yep.
Because Xbox was focusing more on the home entertainment.
They were trying to do the whole thing. It wasn't just about gaming. They wanted you to watch TV, play games, use apps, do everything on that one console.
Yeah. And it's a good idea. It just didn't fall. It didn't.
Nope.
It didn't continue.
But then that's why PlayStation is so solid, and that's why they have them all numbered. Because Xbox has all these kooky, crazy ideas of putting Kinects and doing all this shit, and PlayStation is just nope, game console better, game console better. That's why I don't hate PS because I love PlayStation at the same time. But I get why people are more. I get why PlayStation sell more than Xbox because they're just right down the barrel. This is what we're doing. New game console, better graphics. New game console, faster. Xbox is like, woohoo! What else can we do? We're gonna have one you can play on your phone now. You know what I mean? They want it that you can just play games wherever.
Yeah. And another thing too is PlayStation makes it so simple It's like
it's
like we have 5 consoles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like Xbox is like Xbox One, but it's one, but it's
Xbox 3. How'd you go from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One?
Yeah, it's like
and then to Xbox One Series X.
Like Xbox One, Xbox Project Scorpio. It's like
Yeah,
how do you expect like the normal consumer to keep track of these?
Like, what was the white ones that came out? Like
I don't fucking know.
But there was something. It wasn't even called an Xbox One. It was like an Xbox One something
or
whatever.
Xbox
One
S.
Yeah, you're like,
it was Series S. It's like Series S X.
even when PlayStation came out with the PSP, which I think might have been one of the greatest things ever coming out in gaming.
Was awesome.
I had one of the cool silver ones. I thought it was like the coolest dude around with that. PSPs were way ahead of their time. I feel. I mean, I had a Game Boy. You know, I'm a little older, so I had a Game Boy Color.
So we practically went from Game Boys to PSPs. It was like that quick.
You had a Game Boy Advance, which came around the same time, but a Game Boy Advance was not a PSP. It was not. You know, it was.
God no.
Oh, even the we got the Switch. The Switch is wicked cool and fun, but it's normal. You almost want to be like, it's not a PSP. Like, it was like how the joysticks just smoothly moved, and you go on the internet and everything with the two at the time, so that was pretty cool. Just downloading games on it, and the discs were so tiny. So,
that was so tiny.
I fucking love PSPs.
I remember playing Ghost Rider on PSP, and that was my favorite game on PSP. I beat that game like 50 times on PSP, and like it was funny too, because when I had my PSP, like me and my friend would actually we both got up the money. We put in half to get the PSP.
What were they, like $300?
Yeah.
$250 or something like that.
Yeah, so like I had money for my birthday, and I saved up money, and I got up like $150, and he got $150, so we like bought the PSP together, and we were sharing it, you know, and eventually I forget, like I don't know what happened, but it broke, and then
they were fragile. That was the only thing. Like, I had joysticks come off. I had 2 different ones. I had the original one, and then I got the Pro, whatever it was called. This little. Both of them at one point, joysticks they weren't meant for that. I mean, at the same time, I don't know if they were meant for how much gaming I was doing on it, but I was obsessed with that. I was playing like Dynasty Warriors on it. The new God of War was on it. There was a Kingdom Hearts game that was on it.
God of War 2, yeah.
It was short, though. That was the only shitty thing. That campaign was like 10, 15 hours.
What,
if that.
Kingdom Hearts?
No, the God of War one on PSP, it was wicked short.
It might have been because of the disk space.
Yeah, I don't know how much it could actually hold.
Yeah, I mean...
But that was so fucking cool. I mean, the Switch is sick.
Yeah.
That thing is... And it's so cool that you can just plug it in and it just goes right in your TV and you start playing it. I love this. I just love Nintendo, because Nintendo games are so nostalgic too. Yeah. You want to play Smash Brothers or Mario game or something? Mario Party? Like, yeah, I do. I want to play Mario Kart, even though I'm 31 years old.
Well, Mario's just classic, man. Like I paid $60 for like a 3-year-old Mario game on the Switch because they never discount it, and I love Mario and I just wanted to play it.
Oh, they did the one, but the game was it Mario 64 and something else?
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros. Dude. So that's the Nintendo, like, was that SNES or was that the
Well, it started on the Wii, and then they ported it over to the Switch, and then that's when I bought it on the Switch.
They're so good though. Even going back to different game consoles. How cool was the GameCube?
Oh,
that was such a cool little. I remember that was like the that Christmas. I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade, somewhere around there, and it was like Xbox was coming out, PS2 was coming out, and GameCube was coming out. So it was just, me and all my friends were all just divided in who's getting what. Yeah. What are we getting?
I remember. It's fucking hilarious, dude. We had like this. It was this 21-inch flat screen TV. So think of big. It's basically as big as like
a big computer monitor.
Computer screen, basically. That's all it is. But it was a TV, and I remember going over my house. Not my house, my friend's house, and he had a GameCube. He had a GameCube hooked up to it, right? We had 4 friends over there, so it was 4 of us. So we were all playing on the tiniest corners of the GameCube with the screen, dude, so we all had like a box that was like 6 inches by 5 inches of like play space,
less than a cell phone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Literally, you get less than
a ruler stick. That's how much like screen you had to like play Mario Kart on, because that's what we were playing. And it was horrible.
Yeah, no one's really having fun. You can't
But
really
honestly,
see what's... Well, you have fun, but it's still just like...
It was so bad that we all just started laughing. Like, it was hilarious.
Oh, it's just funny at that point. We're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing?
It was so stupid. It was funny.
I remember I got a PS2, and my buddy got a GameCube, so we would go over each other's house and play them to see what it was. And it's funny, I said earlier how Xbox is just like, woo, we're doing whatever. We're doing crazy stuff. Nintendo, every console looks different. They went from a GameCube. Yeah. What kind of fucking controllers was a GameCube? Who came up with that idea? That it looked like it came out of a Dr. Seuss thing. Like, you're looking at this controller, like, why does it look like this? Like, even N64 controllers, like, why does it have a 3-prong, like a knife from Raphael from Ninja Turtles? Like, that's, I was like, I don't have 3 hands. Why do I have 3 different ways to hold it? Which is funny. It's probably the controller I'm the most comfortable with because how much I played N64, but...
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw that controller, I was like, what the fuck is this? Because, like, you know, Xbox, PlayStation is kind of...
Even the first Xbox controller.
Yeah.
How big was that thing?
Oh, it was massive.
That was the biggest controller ever. And, like, little kids are supposed to be using it. I remember even put it in my hand. I was probably, like, 12 when I got one. But it was still like, dude, this controller is fucking huge. Though I do remember you could, like, put music on, and like certain games would let you play music in the background.
Oh,
you could like download music or whatever on there, and you'd play a game in the background, like Halo or whatever. You'd hear like your music you want to listen to.
I remember I would
the future.
I remember on Xbox 360, like World at War, the Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
What I would do, I got all these hacks and mods from the internet, and all you have to do is put it in a USB and then plug the USB into your Xbox, and then basically you got all these mods and stuff. And what I would do is I would go in like Nazi zombie like lobbies and stuff, and like I had this one mod that would let me play music to the entire lobby, but it would come through the game.
That's sick. So everyone heard the music.
So it sounded like the music was coming from in game, so that's what I did. And
so people were just like, "Oh shit, I was playing music."
I would play music, but I would also, I would play like I'd play like creepy like noises and like ghost noises and like fucking witches and like devil shit.
Yep.
And people would think it's coming from in the game, and they're like, "What's happening? What's happening
because
right
you're playing
now?"
zombies too, right? You're saying, "Oh yeah."
It sounds like an Easter egg going on, you know, and like you're just freaking people the fuck out, and you're just dying laughing with your mic muted.
Yeah, because obviously the mic's muted. Oh man, that would be scary as shit though.
Yeah,
just hearing like. Even the dog that's barking right now, hearing
just
that,
like a devil laugh out of nowhere.
Or something like that. A kid and like, la, la, la. You'd be like, I'm not playing this game anymore, and that's the end of this.
But it was just the audio, and I was fucking with them so bad. It was, dude, I would do that all day because of how much entertainment I got from it.
It's just,
it was so fun. It was great.
I remember first actually talking to, like, people getting a mic. And it just opened up this whole world of douchebagness that I can just say. God. I mean, I wasn't, I never said shit, but like people would be like, "Oh my god!" Like,
I remember the first time I got a mic for my 360, and dude, I remember I went into a Modern Warfare lobby and I put on my headset and I was like, hello?" And then this dude's like, "Sup?" And I was just like, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "Ohio." And I was like, "Oh shit." And I threw my headset off and I was like, "I just talked to someone from Ohio. He's super far away. That's crazy shit."
Like, dude, what kind of futuristic shit is this?
I was like, "What is happening right now?" And eventually he left the lobby and I was like, "Oh no, my Ohio friend left." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then this one douchebag came on. He kept telling me to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Dude, it scared me too. The first time
getting yelled at,
the first time I talked to someone who like was fucking trolling you, just
he's just there to be a douche.
Modern Warfare. Like the first time I talked to someone like that, dude, like it scared me. I didn't use my mic for like a month. I was just like, people are crazy on there. It's like, why would he be so mean to me? Because I was like 12.
Yeah. So obviously you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, dude. Some of the people you meet on there are they just hate their lives and they just want you to feel bad.
But at the same time, there's people who I met who I talked to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Random. I don't even know where they're from. Playing Friday the 13th in October. This is like the only time I ever played that game. It's because like a lot of people are on.
Yeah.
Around the time it's fun and you can talk to each other and stuff. The amount of like 11 to 12-year-olds that just talk shit on there is like, why are you playing this game? Like, why do you... The first thing I noticed about that game is that it's a lot of fun. And I wish that they didn't lose rights or whatever because there'll never be any updates or anything to it. The game just is what it is now.
Yeah.
But the amount of little kids that are playing it, you're like, you shouldn't be playing this horrific game. and then the amount of dudes who are like my age who are just trolling each other. It's so like the balance between it is just so funny sometimes. Just listen to like people from interact and we're just like talking shit to each other all the time. And then at one point I'm like, dude, I'm talking shit to like a 12-year-old kid. Like, what am I doing? But then at some point I feel like a 12-year-old kid too for all the game and everything. So at the same time, I'm like, dude, fuck you. What are you like swearing at me and shit? I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah, some people can be assholes, dude. But like I've met like lifelong friends like on Xbox too. Like literally, I I met this one dude, Morgan, right? So it was funny. I met him through 5 different people. So I met one dude that introduced me to another dude, that introduced another dude, that introduced me to another dude, introduced me to another dude, and then I met Morgan. And Morgan, I've known him for like 4 years. I've known him since like 2016 probably. And literally, like after 2 years of knowing him, in 2018, like I flew out to Colorado to meet him. I literally flew out to Colorado and we kicked it at his house for like 2 weeks.
Just chilling in fucking Colorado.
Dude, yeah, we fucking climbed mountains. Dude, it was such a good time. It was such a good time.
You know what's great about that story is that like just me being a dude, I'm like, that's so awesome. Thinking like I would love to, some of the people I talked to in Xbox, it would be sick to go out and meet them. If we were girls, they'd be like, why did you fly out of Colorado? I'd be like, Tyler, don't, if you were Jerry, I'd do, don't ever fly out to somewhere to meet. But as dudes, like, dude, you met up with your buddy, had a couple beers maybe, climbed a mountain. That sounds awesome. Shirley's like, I'm going to go meet this dude in Colorado. Mountain Line. We'd be like, no, don't
You're
go out there. Yeah, you don't go out there.
You're going to be murdered. Don't do that, please. But, literally, like, when I told my parents I was going, that's what they thought, too. They were like, you're going to go meet a random dude out there? He's going to kill you. I was just like, I've known him for 2 years. I was just like, I've talked to him every day.
Have his number. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just on Xbox. I'm sure at that point you have a phone number. I can confirm that
I was like, he's one of the fucking funniest dudes I know. Like, he's super cool. Yeah. I was like, we're just going to go fucking hike mountains and smoke a bunch of weed, and then that's going to be it. Yeah. And that's what we did.
Sounds like Colorado. I've never been there, but that's what I imagine goes on over there. Besides what I know from Dumb and Dumber, that's not much I know about Colorado.
Like, in
South Park.
And one of the coolest things, too, is he's training to be, like, a 5-star level chef. Like,
shit.
Like he goes super hard into food. Like he makes foie gras, which is duck liver, like marinated.
Yes, I know all about that.
All kinds of shit and
do you know how they make that?
Explain foie gras, because like I don't even know.
So it's goose liver, I believe.
Duck liver.
It's duck liver, goose liver.
One of them.
I don't know how they make it, but I know how they make. It's like I don't know how they cook it. I know how they get it from a goose or a duck.
Yeah.
Is they put a feeding tube in and they force feed it a bunch of food all the time and then seal it up so it can't throw up. And it gives it certain foods that it makes its liver all fatty.
Yeah.
So when they kill it, it's got this really fatty like liver, and then they cut it out and then you eat it, and that's why it's so delicious, because the fatness of it is like butter. So when you eat it, it's like fucking delicious.
It tastes like, that's absolutely horrible how they get it.
Yeah.
But it tastes like the best bacon you will ever have in your life. Like literally, it's amazing.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's how they get it. And who thought of that?
I don't know. Some dude was just like, let's put a bunch of fat in this duck, and then
it's just like, how the fuck did the first person catch a lobster? Aren't they deep? I mean, I should know enough as I was talking about how I had a genocide in lobsters.
I don't think lobsters really come up on shore.
No.
Yeah, they're pretty deep.
It's another thing that lobsters freak me out. How can they survive out of water for a day? If they're bottom feeders who are not meant to leave the ocean, you take them out, and they're like, you take a fish and you hold them out, and it's like...
It's like, I have 10 seconds
to live. Yeah, he's dying. Yep. You throw him on shore and you say, I was saving this fish from drowning. Stupid joke, but yes.
Oh, God. When I was little, I did something similar to that. Like, I took my goldfish out of the tank.
Oh, no. And you wanted to pet him? Is this like Finding Nemo?
Dude, I was like 4 years old.
Oh,
right?
shit.
I took him out, and I was like petting him. And like, he was like flopping. And I had him in one of those like little green, like...
Yeah, the green thing you scoop.
The green thing that you scoop him with, and the green net. And literally, I just left him on the table. Because
You didn't know what to do, yeah.
I thought everything breathed air.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was just like...
It just lives in the water, but it needs air.
It needs, because like, that's what my mom told me. She's like, it gets air in the water. So I was like, it can get more air out here.
Yeah. This is where the air is. Why is this fish struggling to make...
I took him out, and then I went and, like, played with my toys, but I left him on the table, like, in the green net.
He didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, he was dead as fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have to flush him?
Yeah. We flushed him. Me and my mom.
Were you sad?
Did you? I was very sad.
There's like a therapy moment now. I'm going to start charging Tyler $20 an hour.
But
what happened with the goldfish?
To be honest, I was more confused than upset. I was like, the air was there.
Like, this is where air is.
It can breathe through the net. I know it. I know air can go through that net. I know it. And then my mom explained it to me, and she was like, no, it needs water, and the oxygen, the water needs to...
It somehow makes it with his gills, and
yeah, it's like it gets oxygen from the H2O. Like, that's where the oxygen comes from. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about, but I was just like, I mean, I understand all now.
Yeah. At the time, like, that doesn't make any sense.
When I was 4 years old, I was like, this makes no sense.
This makes no sense. By the way, I lost a tooth, and the tooth fairy is coming. But your craziness said fish can breathe.
Yeah.
Shit, you believe when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah. Kids are so gullible.
You're stupid. They're mean. God, I was a mean kid.
I was a very mean kid.
I was
mean because other kids were mean to me, though. Like, I was that type of
kid.
Yeah,
I'm going to say I'm not a very big dude. So I was just, like, just cracking jokes and being funny. But a lot of times it was me just shitting on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I was friends with enough people that it was just like, that's just Nick. He's just being like, no one really was like, dude, fuck you for saying that. But I would trash on people just to avoid what was happening to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so one time, well, like, see, it was in like 5th grade, there was always like these two kids that would always like try to bully me, right? I wouldn't really take their shit, but it still annoyed me. And like I couldn't take them both on at once because they just fucking like I mean it's 2 of them and they were bigger than me too. I think they fucking stayed back a year or something. They were pretty big boys and yeah, dude, they would harass me and stuff in school. And like I'd walk home and be like, I would dread going to school just because of them.
Was this middle school or high school?
I was middle school.
Yep.
Yeah, I was 5th grade, and literally I got so mad that I couldn't do anything about it. And like I wasn't gonna snitch. Like I just wasn't gonna do that.
So what we
that
do
would
here?
just make everything worse. That would make everyone in my class not like me.
Now you're the tattletale. Yeah,
you don't want to be tattletale. So like I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna bully someone else because I'm upset.
And sometimes it almost impresses the bullies. Like if they see you bullying somebody, they're like, oh shit, this kid's kind of like like you can get accepted by bullies by bullying somebody else. Like it all just trickles downhill until somebody punches somebody in the face.
Yeah.
And then everyone stops. But
that's what I did. The worst part about it is like it was a friend of mine too that like I just started taking my shit out on him.
Ooh,
and
I've all been there.
And like it was just
you just turned on one of your boys.
I was just like he was one of my only friends too, and like but like
fucking survival of the fittest, man.
Dude, I was so mad that I couldn't do anything about being bullied. I just took it out on the person like closest to me. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what we do as human beings.
Yeah, because I had one friend in that class, and I was just like, fuck this kid now.
Now you're just gonna trash on him. No one's trashing on him. They're trashing on me.
God,
so this is like a therapy session right now. This isn't even a podcast. We're both just like, why were we mean as kids?
No, but in 6th grade, I ended up like apologizing to him though. Like I was just like, dude, because like apparently those kids or something, they were in a different class or I don't know where they went, but I didn't see them after 5th grade.
So now it was like, this is awkward.
I ended up apologizing to him. He's like, nah, that's cool, dude. And I told him, I like even in 6th grade, I was just like, dude, I was fucking bullying you because they were bullying me. Like it was going downhill. And like he's like, nah, dude, I get it, it's cool. And like he went to the same high school with me too, and like I don't talk to him anymore, but like we were friends in high school because like
just being cool.
Yeah, it was just like
being human beings,
little kid 5th grade bullshit, and that's what happened, you know. But we're cool now, and like I'm happy I didn't like leave that.
Just sitting here thinking about it now, like I never said anything to that dude that I just shit on. And I'm gonna carry this forever.
Yeah, well, I'm just happy like I made amends in like 6th grade because like I didn't want.
Yeah. You don't want to send him a Facebook message at 30. Hey, back in 2030, everyone's like, Jesus Christ, dude, have you been drinking? Like, yeah, that's the only reason I'm sending you this message. Idiot.
But kids are assholes, dude. The things kids do to each other.
Yeah, never gonna have kids.
Very primitive.
Never gonna have them. No, evil.
They're horrible little creatures. They can be. I mean, dude, they can do some really cool shit and be like really cool, but
Yep. And then they throw a temper tantrum,
and then they throw a temper tantrum, and you gotta give them what they want, or they're gonna.
And it's not even it's the part before you can even like somehow talk to them and they understand you is years of you just dealing with this stupid thing that just cries and wants to eat and sleep, and now you can't sit in front of your Xbox for 4 hours because you gotta help this thing.
I want to play video games. For
you know what I mean? Like
Fuck.
I think I won't ever have kids because honestly I'm just very selfish. At least I acknowledge that. I don't want to put something else before me. I don't. I don't want this thing that I need to feed and I need to teach things and all. Like I just don't. That just sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's how it is for some people. I mean, like, would I want kids in the future? Like, when I'm like financially stable and shit.
Yeah.
Like it could be fun. Like you have, like I mean, you don't want to. See, the worst part is like you have a kid in a situation where you don't want to have a kid.
Yeah.
Like that can make you like resent the kid. And,
Just
like,
have a lot of people have kids.
That can just be a horrible situation. But like if you plan it and you like go forward and you actually like plan it and do it right, it's like yeah, you can have fun. You know. You can have a lot of fun with the kid. I mean, the first few years, yeah, they fucking suck.
It's gonna be terrible. Just
it's horrible.
Ugh.
You gotta wake up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
Ugh. I just can't imagine having a day off and being like, all right, when I have a day off, I go, okay, my plan is do nothing.
That does suck.
Do nothing.
You gotta.
Mm-hmm. And then now your days off are like, oh shit, you almost don't want a day off. You'd rather just have that time at work
you
where you're
kid,
away
you
from
never
them.
have a day off.
No. So when you actually have a day off, now you got to do all this shit and clean I'm sure all kinds of things and bathe things and build things and my God, no. I just want to sit in front of my Xbox and my TV.
Goddamn kids.
That's fine with me. I'll die alone. It's gonna happen. I'll just die alone. That's whatever.
Goddamn.
Yep.
What were you talking about? Fucking. What was that? What was that name of the James Bond movie you said?
Ooh, Octopussy.
Octopussy.
That is go back to that. I was off today, so I was just randomly reading the top grossing movie franchises of all time and how many movies. Obviously, Marvel is one with 31 movies. Star Wars. James Bond was third. And I was like, really? James Bond? They made 27 James Bond movies.
That's fucking insane.
27. And they started in 1963.
1963.
And it was
That's
called
crazy.
Dr. No. On $1 million budget, it made $16 million.
What was Octopussy about?
So we'll just go up a little further. June 10th, 1983. Octopussy. $27.5 million budget. Made $67 million. That's
Jesus.
a profit.
That is a... Dude, they profited off Octopussy.
Well, they made a
Jesus.
GoldenEye 19... Oh, that was... never mind. See any other funny ones. Never Say Never Again. Okay. Does that mean? Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die. Dude, I just want to know, was there ever a sequel to Octopussy? Did they ever come
Right
Octopussy
after
2?
Octopussy, it was Never Say Never Again.
Never Say Never Again?
Mm-hmm.
Did they have the word again in there?
It does.
That sounds like an unneeded word
It
at the
says
end
Never
of that.
Say Never Again.
Again. Was there a movie before that?
I'm
Or
just
was it Never
scrolling through
Say
now, and none of them are called Never Say Never.
Never? Then
So
where
Never
is
Say
the
Never
again? Why is again in there?
Woohoo!
I am confused as fuck.
They do have some cool names, though. License to Kill,
License to Kill.
GoldenEye, obviously. Die Another Day.
I just want to know who made Octopussy, like the name. Like who thought that was a good
Who came
idea?
up with Octopussy?
Because they are a beautiful human being. Good for them.
What a bold... I know the Austin Powers did that, where it was like one of the chicks was Ivana Hump a lot.
Ivana Hump a lot.
Yeah. Octopussy. You can put the word pussy in there? Jesus.
Is it like,
1983. You know, hey.
It's just Pussy. That's what they do.
It's Octopussy. Straight up. How you think it would be spelled is how it's spelled.
That sounds like a really bad porn flick.
Oh, I'm sure it is one. If
It
the
has
movie
to
was
be.
made in 1983, there's definitely some weird version.
Like if you Google Octopussy, it's like, will you get porn or will you get James
Or
Bond?
you get pictures of octopus's vaginas. Which one are you gonna get? Because I don't think I want any of
You're
those.
probably gonna get all three, to be honest.
You're gonna get flagged by the FBI. Why is this guy searching this weird shit? For your eyes only. Jesus Christ. That's just the best thing I know. I'm just kind of rambling, but James Bond has a movie called Octopussy. In case anyone was wondering.
That is a fabulous thing. You said it's the third most like movies in a franchise.
Yep, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars, James Bond.
What comes after that?
Batman. Well, it says domestic number. I don't know why it says 22 movies. There's not 22 Batman movies.
Is it including is it including like the animation or?
Yeah, that's actually, now that I read it, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why. Dude, the fucking Dark Knight trilogy, that's the best Batman trilogy of all time.
I think honestly, that's the best. I think The Dark Knight is the best superhero movie ever made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like above. I mean, I love all the Marvel movies and everything too.
That's the one with Heath Ledger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like how good they did Harvey Dent to make him be the Two-Face, and how they, like, you almost forget, like, cause Heath Ledger just steals that movie with how good he is.
Dude,
but he does a good Harvey Dent too. Like that I forget his name, but that actor who played Harvey Dent was a really good Harvey Dent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
it was just.
I wish we could have seen it expanded though. Like I almost wish that movie was like a show, like a TV franchise. Because like if you could have watched that like every week, like an hour of it, and like just watch like the plot progress instead of it being like so fast in the movie. And like you could spend more time with the Joker and learn more about him, and more time with like Heath and stuff as Two-Face, because we didn't see Heath as Two-Face very long. I mean, not Heath Ledger. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and then he died.
Yeah.
Like he tackled Batman or whatever, and he fell and he died.
And then he fell and he died. Yeah, that's almost like a scapegoat way to kill Two-Face. Like
that's the only thing. Yeah.
I love that movie, but that's like a shitty way.
That was a shitty way
to kill Two-Face.
It took me a few times to watch Batman Begins to really appreciate how great that movie is too, because that is an amazing movie. Like Liam Neeson being Ra's al Ghul, and him joining, the League of Shadows, which is funny because I watch all the CW stuff and read comics and stuff. But it's funny how sometimes it's the League of Assassins or the League of Shadows, but either way it's Ra's al Ghul running it, or Rage al Ghul, however you want to say. But it's funny they have different names. Because the Bane, the Dark Knight Rises, I remember at first I was like, I always liked Bane, but I'm like, you're going to close this trilogy out with Bane? You're not going to do, like, the Riddler or Penguin or somebody like that, or, have...
yeah, but Tom Hardy played
but
the
then,
fuck out
when you
Bane.
watch these, then you watch it, and you're like, oh, okay. They also chose, I don't remember the name, but they chose the Batman comic where, in the comic, Bane actually kills Batman in the same way he backbreakers Batman, and that's how he ends him, so they did that homage.
Yeah.
And that, because then he went to the hole or whatever, the prison.
He went to basically hell, like the pit in the desert, and then climbed out of it. It's very...
Is that not one of the...
It's very analogous to, like, God of War. Like, he dies.
Oh, yeah,
basically goes to hell and has to climb out of hell.
And he has to find his way back.
It's the hero, like, archetypal.
I do love, though, like, cool. Obviously everybody always does the Tom Hardy voice, which I'm not going to do now, because if I start doing it, I'm not going to be able to stop. But, like, even without the voice of him just saying, like... when he's fighting Batman and he's beating him up and he's like, victory's defeated you.
Yeah.
It's so true that, like, you've just been kicking the shit out of small, no-name thugs. Like, I'm trained by the League of Shadows, too.
So you
haven't fought anybody like me in a long time, and now because of that, you just think, I can just do these moves.
Yeah. And
Such a great fucking movie.
So Harvey Dent's actor's name is Aaron Eckhart.
That's Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah. So.
He's in something else, too, that I always think of it as Harvey Dent, but was it I, Frankenstein? God, that was a terrible movie. But
what's that about?
It's just he's Frankenstein.
He's just Frankenstein.
Yeah, but it's like a superhero. Like, not a superhero, he's Frankenstein, but he's trying to help. It's not like the classical put together. Like, you don't see that whole thing. I think it's almost like the aftermath. Him helping, or not helping, or, trying to be a good, I don't know. I just
trying to be a good Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I don't want a good Frankenstein. That's not good.
No.
You want him to
You want him
destroy
throwing
shit.
a chick down a well because he's stupid.
Dude,
and he doesn't understand living.
That's what they should do, man. They should make a really dark Frankenstein movie.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Van
Like-
Helsing movies.
Yeah.
That Frankenstein was okay. They made him a little too sappy. I didn't like that he was like
I want them to
overdramatic.
make like a dark Frankenstein movie.
It'd be really easy if you
horror.
think about what.
Like deep.
Oh, the
horror.
people who you ever seen Invisible Man?
No.
That's a really good fucking movie. I'd watch it. I
Yeah,
think it's
you told me
Blumhouse. I don't want to say it's right, but they're trying to do their own universe of horror movies. So they want to do Invisible Man. I heard they want to bring back like the werewolf, like an original where they want to do a Frankenstein thing. They want to do some, but I heard they're trying to make their own universe
cool.
of horror movies.
That'd be cool.
And I heard Frankenstein was in. It was in. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because like you said,
Frankenstein hasn't been around for a long time.
No.
Like in the mainstream like ether, you know.
You could make a dark fucking Frankenstein
You
movie.
could go hard with Frankenstein.
And the best thing about that is you could make that into more than one because you could just make the first one of him making
You could practically
Frankenstein.
make it like a Chainsaw Massacre almost, but like
I would do the first one of like you wouldn't even really see Frankenstein because just the way he gets put together could be a movie itself.
Yeah.
Like just have the first movie of this doctor having this crazy idea to take human body parts and stitch them together, but he's really smart and he uses science to get
Yeah.
this thing. Like I would end that first movie with Frankenstein come to life.
yeah.
But you could make a good first movie with just because I mean I shouldn't say Frankenstein. The doctor's name is Frankenstein. Frankenstein isn't the name of the monster.
Right.
It's Frankenstein's monster. But you could do a whole movie of just him, the doctor, just making. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, it'd be fucking incredible.
And then the second one is him coming alive and doing. You could. Somebody, I got right to this actually. Never mind. This is going out on the internet. I never said this. Don't make that movie. It's my movie. Don't.
Giving people ideas.
Fuck. Free ideas.
Oh. So, dude, that's crazy about like copyright though. It's like you could say something and then someone could just haven't
Yeah.
use that idea and then
It's out there.
They're running
It's too late.
because you didn't capitalize on it. So
And
they just-
good
they
luck
just
even
took it,
trying to
you know?
get any type of copyright or patents. You need lawyers and thousands of dollars, and
Yeah.
you don't just go to ihaveapatent.com and type in an idea and they're like, that's your idea. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's sketchy how patents work too, but they're not necessarily sketchy. It's just it's like a box and it surrounds a very very specific idea. But if
Yep.
someone makes that a little bit of a tweak, then you have to like patent like another part.
Yeah, you have to. And it takes a long time.
Oh yeah, and like that's why people make so many like rip-offs of popular things. Like if it's Captain Crunch, they're gonna do Crunch Captain, and then,
Yeah.
and then they can make that cereal and sell.
I mean, all the generic cereal that you see,
yeah,
Frosted Flakes, and you see it's Toasted Flakes.
yeah,
Or something, Sugar Flakes, Fruit Loops, you know what I mean?
and then they just do Fruity Loops.
Yeah, literally.
It's literally just fruity.
Sweet Circles,
Yeah.
like.
That's how you
Which
get
is-
around copyright. It's like really easy to do.
Now that we say that, we need a copyright Human Bacon podcast because someone's going to steal this. Fuck you, right? We have 6. This is the 6th episode. This is us. We got enough evidence.
We do. 6 episodes isn't enough. That'll hold up.
It's
That'll hold
about-
up in court.
It's over 6 hours
Yeah.
of us talking about things that we like to talk about.
Talking about fucking dolphins. Talking about scalpers. Talking about fucking Batman, dude. Talking about
Everything. Serial killers on Mars. We're talking about whatever you want to hear about. How we figured out Santa Claus wasn't real.
Yeah.
How Thanksgiving started.
Mm-hmm.
My God, video games.
Octopussy.
Octopussy. How do you forget about Octopussy?
Came
How
in
do
today,
you?
dude. I mean, I don't.
1983.
Goddamn.
That was a good year. I was 24,
Dude.
living in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't alive.
Well, dude, you just confused me because I was on like another thought. So you were like,
And
oh,
you're like,
yeah.
Jesus, how old is Nick? Wait a
I was like-
minute.
I was like, yeah, 24.
I
That's
get-
1960 something. That
I
sounds
got
right.
that. I got that Benjamin Button disease. Sorry, dude. I'm aging backwards.
What a sad movie. Benjamin Button's.
Benjamin Button had the scariest part in any movie that have ever happened, and it almost had nothing to do with the movie. This might be a boring story, but I've never been more scared watching a movie. I was like 18 and 19. I had like 5 or 6 friends over. We always used to hang out at my house because my mom was always wicked cool and she didn't care if people were over. We were just sitting there smoking. And we were watching, I had a buddy who could get like bootleg DVDs of movies, but it wasn't good call. So he would just come over. We would just watch. bootlegs, and one of them was Benjamin Button. We were watching, we were all cooked, but we were like cooked to a point where everyone was just like zoned in watching the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And at one point in the movie, they because it's kind of like I don't know, but like she talks over or he talks over like his time, like they narrate what's going on. So she was narrating something, and she was like, and then there was a knock at the door, and somebody knocked at my door as soon as she said it, and like 6 or 7 dudes, and we all just stood up and started like running around. We were like, what the fuck is it? It was just one of my other buddies, but he couldn't have timed it perfect. As soon as she said it, my heart just sank, because I was like, that was real. Someone literally just knocked on my door.
And you were high as fuck.
And
so
all of us are all just, and we're like wicked into it, because it was a good scene. So it's just a bunch of dudes just standing like, man, this is a good fucking... And then there's a knock at the door. Gung, gung, gung. We're like, what the fuck? Everyone just running around like, oh my God. I think my mom came out and she was actually, what's going on? And we're just like, oh, nothing, sorry.
That's fucking
We're a bunch of fucking idiots.
That's beautiful.
That's the only reason I really remember that movie. It's just...
Because you were fucking petrified.
Somebody timed that out.
Dude, like, that's happened to me like a few times. But like... It still happens to me like phones and shit. Like, I don't know, fucking like you hear the TV like phone ringing, and like you.
Oh, you think it's yours?
Yeah, you think there's a phone in the house. Like, you don't even like necessarily think it's like your phone, because like ringtones are so specific now. It's like, are you really gonna like get the same ringtone from the TV?
Yes, and just that ring.
Yeah, sometimes it happens though. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
My God, I remember having a house phone. That makes me feel old.
Oh, yeah.
You know what makes me feel really... This is how I can age myself. The oldest thing I remember is where we had to start dialing area codes.
I don't remember that.
Yep. Mom and Dad are divorced, so I'd go with my dad's every other weekend. And I remember being at my dad's house, and I would go there after school, so I'd call my mom to let her know I got home. And I remember dialing the number, and I was like, Dad, it's not working. Because it was only 7 digits at the time. He's like, no, you got to start dialing the area code, too, before it. And I was like, what? Like, what is this? Trickery.
Oh, God.
So that's going to be the thing I can tell people when listen, I used to remember only dialing 7 numbers instead of 10. Like, all right, shut up.
No, I was born with the 10 numbers. Yeah, I was born with the area code. But yeah, I wonder what else is like. Like, it's weird, because like when we're old, like there's going to be shit that's like very, very different. You know?
Yeah.
Like, whether it's phone numbers or whatever. And we're gonna be looking at that shit and be like, dude, that's insane. And then little kids are just gonna be like, this is so normal. What are you talking about?
I think it'll be good for us, because we still kind of came up in this, like, I mean, from 2000 to 2020, I mean, the technological changes, and in between any other 20 years I can think of.
Oh, it's insane.
So I think, though, that we were at, like, a time that while it was happening, we were, like, growing up with it, like it was normal. So I think when more new shit happens, we're not going to be like old people now that are like, oh, this is, I think we're just going to be like, that's fucking sick. Like, we're just going to be getting older, like, that's wicked cool. Instead of old people like, oh, what do you need a cell phone for? Something like that. And you're like, no, dude, you need this VR, you need this shit. Like, we're going to be those old people.
Yeah, that's
like,
the way my father is, though. Like, he's very, like, technologically illiterate. Like, you ask him how to turn on a computer, and he's just like, is it the A button? And I'm like, no. He's like, it's the D button. Like,
nope.
Power symbol, he will not look for that. He'll just start pressing shit.
He'll just figure it out at some point. He'll just at some point hitting the right button.
Yeah. He's the type of dude to be like, my password is password.
God. Yep.
It'll tell me it, and I'll know.
And I know what it is.
Yeah.
It is funny seeing older people. I remember being like a kid, playing video games, wanting like my mom, my dad to play with me, because you're a kid and you're like, we do other shit together. I'll play video games. And I remember like even at like 9 or 10, just almost thinking like my parents are fucking stupid. They can't even playing Mario Kart. My mom's just jamming into the wall or something. You're like, why don't you get this? And I'm 10, and I'm like, why can't you even play video games with them, because they were just awful. Both of them tried. I remember a few times, and I was like, my God. But
that's the crazy thing about kids, though. Their brains are they just get it.
Oh yeah,
they get it so quick, and like. It has to do with like the plasticity of like a child's brain. It's so open and sponge-like that like
they retain a lot of shit.
Yeah, like how fast a child learns a language is insane.
Oh yeah,
they learn it so quick, like lightning speed compared to like trying to learn another language when you're like 20. Like, you will not learn it as fast, not even close. No. That's just I don't know. That shows how important language is. Like you're like a child like is like on that learning language.
Learning everything. That's just
Yeah.
And then now we're just set in our ways. I think you're more open too as a kid. Yeah, all right, I'll learn this. That's cool. Yeah. You got a whole world ahead of you, and people are telling you can be whatever you want to be. You can't. I'm here to tell you can't. You can do anything you want to do. You can't. I cannot be the Queen of England. If I wanted to be that since I was 2, and I couldn't do it. You can't be whatever you want to be.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. England. Can't do things like that. I can't be the Prime Minister of Canada. I'll never get that. So don't tell people they can be whatever they want to be. It's a lie. No. You can be some things.
You can be some things.
You can be some things.
You can be some good things.
And there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things.
But anything? No, you can't do
everything.
No. Sorry. It's not going to happen.
I want to be a T-Rex. No.
You can't?
You're not going to be a T-Rex.
You can't do any of that.
This is not possible.
I can't just make a dolphin noise and jump into the ocean off a ship, and now I'm Dolphin Man. And now, no, I'm going to drown and die. That's what's going to happen. So...
If you're lucky, the dolphins will save you.
Yeah, hopefully the dolphins will
feel bad for you.
Or they'll, like, hump me to death because dolphins are fucking weird, so...
All right, dog. I think that's a good spot to end it today.
Humping dolphins. Jesus, I think we ended it last week on fingers getting cut off in a German story. Now we're ending it on dolphins humping people.
Hey, man.
Subscribe and like, all right? Because where else are you going to get content like this?
Where else? It's so true. But all right, guys. You have a good one, and take it easy.
Merry Crisis.
Merry Christmas.